I'm excited. Okay, there are a lot of people who have business ideas, and as normal human beings as we are, we share some of those ideas with people who are close to us. Even businesses put out information about their business. You can't just avoid it. But sadly, some people steal your ideas and use it as their own, and then what this does to us is we give up. It is time to re-wake up because a solution is here. So today on Larian, we'll be discussing the topic how to deal with business idea poachers, and we'll be sharing insight on things like how to put out information about your business while not still sharing your business ideas. Do you think it's possible? That means this video is for you. So let's go. So you're welcome back again, and you're welcome to Larian Consult. On today's program, we have one handsome man here. Desmond is here. I'm so excited to have you here, Desmond.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to be here. I don't even know how to sit properly because of my excitement.
Come off it. Thank you. So, like we said earlier, we're talking about how to deal with business idea poachers. So I would like to tell you guys what idea poaching means first. Idea poaching means unfairly and dishonestly taking someone else's business ideas and using it as your own. It's a very, very bad character.
It's a bad character.
Behavior. Desmond, what do you think?
I think we have thieves all around. Even as I'm here, I don't even know how to. I'm careful not to say certain things because ideas are. People don't know that ideas have the abilities to change the world. We are all surrounded by ideas. It was once something that was intangible and somebody brought it to life.
But when you have modified this and you have made this your own, this is already your own. So do you think it's possible to stop people from taking other people's ideas and using them as their own?
Of course, because if it's, let me say something. That's why it's called a brainchild. Do you understand? It means your child, your baby. And somebody is taking your baby. Think like a mother.
Will you fight?
Do you understand? Think like a mother, and somebody snatch your baby from you. I will give you an example. In 2012, I think, I will not mention the name of the company, but it's around Palm Grove. Then I thought of an idea, and I took it to this company. I got, as young as I was then,
I can see where this is going.
Got a lawyer to assist me in it, and we went there. I presented my idea with them, and oh, that's good, this is fine, okay, we'll get back to you on it. They loved it because I did very, very well, only for me to see a version of the idea later, and I was cut out of the equation. I cannot mention the company name, they're still in existence.
Imagine.
So it is my child. Each time I see it, it's my child. But my only consolation is this, even then I thought of it that if I can think of this and people can birth it, I am definitely going to do much
honestly more. So with what you have said now, that means, so it has even happened to you. So yes. How do you feel now knowing that, I mean, it's possible for people to steal your ideas and still use as their own? Does it hit you in any way? Okay, so only a fool falls once on a single spot and would not remove that thing that made them fall. So what I learned from that experience has taught me so much that I protect myself a whole lot. So there is no way I am praying whoever have the guts to come and steal my idea, come and do it. Oh, yeah, because I have put in measures to protect myself. I'll give you another experience. There's a particular bank in Nigeria. It's a top bank. I'll not mention the name again because we are being careful, right? So this bank, somebody that I know designed their logo. They wanted to rebrand, so he designed their logo. And he presented it to them, and they were like, no, this is good, but how much is your fee? And he mentioned the particular figure. It was about, I think, 5 million. And they were like, for a simple logo. Okay, now.
There's a difference between logo and brand identity. But this guy designed their entire brand identity, and they were like, no, this is too expensive. So he left them. These guys later took the logo and started using it without the guy's permission. The guy was like, oh my goodness. He called his lawyer. He told his lawyer. The lawyer said something that I always remember when somebody used to say, oh, I will steal on somebody will steal like your idea. The lawyer said, He said, I've always known that you make me money since I met you, although you didn't have a dime. Today is that day that I know that you make me money. They ended up making over 100 million from that idea because they protected themselves. So that's one of the things I'll be sharing today. How do you protect yourself from
Which brings us to the next question. This is beautiful. So guys, Desmond here is a media strategist. If you want one idea, message Desmond. You want 2, message. You want 100, 1,000, it's a guy for you.
Thank you.
So now, in respect to what you do, it is almost impossible that, you won't be putting out information about your brand. It's not even possible. So how do you put out information about your brand while still protecting your business idea?
Okay, so first of all, let me go or tilt towards the area of content creation. So as a content creator, I am very careful the kind of content I create. So what I ask myself when creating these ideas or creating this content to put out there is I ask myself, are these trade secrets? Do you understand? Are these trade secrets? If they are trade secrets, I would do what we call thriller or bloppers. The media guys behind the scenes will know what I'm saying, right? So what it means basically is that I am not showing the entire thing, I'm just enticing. So think of it like a beautiful lady walking down the streets. You will not marry, but like, ooh, what is going on, right? That's the way we show the idea, but we don't show the entire thing. So as a creative or as somebody who wants to put your idea out there, it is important that you entice people, you keep them wanting more. You don't put the entire thing, don't put the trade secrets out there. I would never put the trade secret. I will just bring you to okay, what is more to this? So when you then pay for it, or we birth it for you to then be able to access it by paying for it, then it is out there and I have the right to it. So if you use it, I will sue you.
Yeah, nice. Hope you guys picked that. So don't put out everything about your brand. Just give them the tip and remove yourself.
Exactly.
So as small or as big as these issues sound, it's still a big deal, because you find people who have shared their ideas with people, their friends, and then those people will double cross them and do it behind them and use it as their own. So no matter how it looks, we are still human beings and it hurts. And because of that, people have given up. So what advice do you have to especially young entrepreneurs who have ideas and have given up because of this? Okay,
so I like to say something, especially to young people. I'm young, don't think I'm old.
We know.
Because I know it's not as though I'm older than I am. Okay, history is the compass to the future. So sometimes you look at what has happened before to know the direction you take for the future. So in the 90s, something happened. There were 2 people, Joachim Salter and Axel Stimmich. I don't know how to pronounce that name. They were Germans. And they invented what we call TerraVision, right? So when they invented TerraVision, the idea was to revolutionize the world. They wanted to break the bricks of the world in the way that you are looking at the map of the world through your phone, through your devices. And it is said, so nobody will sue me tomorrow, it is said that they shared this idea with somebody called Brian McClellan. I'm trying to pronounce his name properly, an American. And this guy was employed by Google, and TerraVision metamorphosed to what we have as Google Earth today. You see your map that you use, a Google map, all those things came out of Google Earth. And Google Earth came out from Brian. And Brian came out from Joachim Salter and his partner, by them sharing the idea with him. And it is said, allegedly said, when it was a case that dragged for long, because the world was like, okay, what happened? Why did this guy share the ideas? And this other American took the idea and birthed the idea. So you need to watch the movie. It's on Netflix. It's a series called The $1 Billion Code. So you understand why it is important not to share your business ideas or your trade secrets, even with your friends or family. I can tell them about, oh, there's something cooking. There's something, but I would never share what is important. From experience. So why I point out these people is because so you can then look look at, go and do your research, you'll see that it is important that you should not share it. Why should you share it? Even my partner, I don't share everything with her. I don't share everything with my team. So what I do, just like what Steve Jobs did when he was creating the first, Apple was creating the first iPhone. They created two different teams to work on the same idea. Different departments on doing different things, because if you then put out the whole thing out there for all the members of the team, what is stopping anybody from taking it to go and do? And another thing I would say is, always, if you have a team, people working for you, always sign an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. I wasn't at a meeting yesterday, if you remember, you sent me a message, but I couldn't respond on time. I was at a meeting in Omole Estate, and we were having this meeting. It was so brilliant guys. These guys, what they are building, my goodness. And they brought me in as a marketing and sales consultant to help them with their branding and their content and all. So we were in that meeting and I was presenting. I finished the presentation, everybody finished their presentation, and we were good. The money was, it's going to come ahead. We don't smile ahead, that something will happen, right? But when we were leaving, somebody walked into the meeting. I turned to my team and I said, the money just walked in. That is the money behind this idea just walked in. And it was already around 6 p.m. right? I said, okay, no wahala. She sat down and she said, okay. And somebody said, let's start the presentation all over again. My team was like, goodness. And we started the presentation again. As we were about leaving, she said, you know what? You guys are coming to sign an NDA. There is no money is being released. Nothing is happening until a non-disclosure agreement is signed. Why is that important? The idea, all those things that seem intangible during the conversation, they must be protected. At a point, my team was doing the behind the scenes, and they said, drop that camera, don't do that. True. And she had to drop her phone. So why is this? All these measures are important so that you protect yourself. Okay?
Yeah, but you know that for you now, the things you have said, very, very true and 100% accurate. But it is from experience. You know, you have walked different phases of life in terms of business, and you have seen different things. So you have that enlightened, you are informed to that extent. But there are people who are basically still trying to just figure out stuff. And the ideas are not yet a whole. They haven't been fully compounded. So it makes sense to you when you share it with someone who is close to you.
Interesting.
But it is, I mean, people betray and all of those things. So for those people,
what do I advise?
How do they go about it?
So the first thing you need to do is, number one, the internet does not forget. So what you do is email the idea to yourself. Have a record of it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand you.
Email it to yourself. Even if you are sending it to somebody as okay, I want to consult with you, I want to tell you about this idea, blind copy yourself. If you don't know what blind copy is, just go to your Gmail, put the address of the person, then go to blind copy, you see BC, blind copy yourself.
Are you guys learning?
Then you have the idea to yourself. Nobody can come and tell you that, oh, you shared it with me, especially if it is verbal. Record it. Do you understand? If you are sharing the idea, record it. If it's on text, have a copy of it. Because what is stopping me from deleting the mail and telling the whole world that I never have a record of it? Do you understand? So you blind copy yourself.
I'm going to come back to this one because this is getting really, really interesting.
Okay.
So I know you personally, and that's a good thing. And from my experience with you, I know that you're a very thoughtful person. Desmond is really thoughtful. So I want to ask, what is your biggest entrepreneurial lesson, your greatest lesson since you started like business and all? Just go back and
okay, so no, that's a tough question. I'll tell you why. Okay, so as I said earlier, before behind the scenes, I started from Ikorodu. I started my business from Ikorodu, from my mother's room. And God helped me. I won't say just my strategies and expertise and experience. God helped me so much that I moved to Lekki, then had an office in Lekki. But I got into a business deal that literally changed everything for me. That business deal crumbled me. And I lost a whole lot of things. And we became, my company as a whole, went into debts of millions. So I was literally, in the sense of it, ruined. But then that taught me something really, really important. I was taught that in business there are phases, there are seasons. You have the rainy season, you have the dry season. And in the time of rainy season, always save up. Always have people that you've sown into their lives, so that when you are down or when things are not moving as you expect them to move, you can always have these people. So when I was growing, when I was building my business, I climbed up alone. But when I fell, I realized that don't climb alone, be climbing with people. Do you understand? So as I am growing, I am also investing in businesses and investing in other people's lives. That way I can never be stranded. That's just the right word to put it.
Wow, that was deep.
Thank you.
It was deep because I can relate. I can relate with it, and I mean,
yeah,
thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
So what would you do if you're just scrolling on internet, you're just scrolling, and you come across a page that does exactly what you do? Now that's not a problem, but then they have your brand color, they use your logo, but they just change some things. They have your brand statement, same vision, like they carry Desmond and put Yeshmond.
Okay, let me say this before I even talk about that extensively. Let me say this: there is no monopoly of ideas. When one idea is dropping, it is being dropped. It is my belief that you hear people say that the best ideas are in the grave. It's a lie. God is not a waster. An idea cannot die.
It's not a waster.
Yes, a being can die, a human being can die, but the idea cannot die. It's always transferred to somebody else. I always believe that when God wanted to, drop the idea for the internet, he had to use somebody. Or do you get what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So there's no monopoly of idea. Your idea is valid, but somebody else also have the idea. But where it is theft is when when they have your, as you said, brand colors, brand ideas, brand voice,
everything.
So when that happens, the first thing I ask myself is, who have I shared this idea with? I go into research mode. I start asking questions. Who are the people behind this? Because if you have everything, then that's the problem. Somebody that I know or that you know must have shared this with you, that you are taking it. So what I would do is I would do a bit of research, and if I find out that it's somebody that I've shared my idea with, I will start rejoicing, because that's payday for me. You've just done the work for me. Yes, and if I've protected my idea, then I am good to go. You will pay heavily for it. And I don't think that people should let certain errors or certain sins to go scot-free, because what we do when we let these people off the hook is that we embolden them to do what? To even do it more, and even to the next person. So what we need to do is, if you find that somebody has poached your idea and has stolen your idea, and you can sue that person, sue the person, get your money.
Even if you guys are so close.
Yes, do that. Do that, because that's betrayal. For me to tell you certain things, I'm trusting you with something that is important to me, and then you are taking it to go and use it. You've betrayed me. So if I sue you, I'm actually just returning the favor.
He said I'm returning the favor.
It's as simple as that. So that's it.
All right. So there are some people that will reach out to you, that will message you, right? And somehow something will just tell you that this person is here to steal my idea. Like they want to just listen to my response, or so is there any way you have you ever experienced something like that, first of all?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you recognize them?
Let me say this. I will be a liar if I don't say this, because I've done this myself. So I know, as people will say, thief no thief.
Thief no thief.
So why am I saying this? I'm confessing this is because it is actually true. For you to understand the problem, you need to be in the problem sometimes, right? So what I did when I first started, I didn't have enough money to consult certain people, right? So I came like that. I want to find out about your business. I want to be a customer, and I got their process. It's good sometimes, right? Some of them, they were smart to block me off. Some of them, they were not smart and they dropped it. All right, you have to be sensitive also. Let me say something here, and I'm saying it on camera because it is very important. You know what's plagiarism? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Plagiarism.
Plagiarism.
Yes.
Not plagiarism.
No, plagiarism.
Okay, very good. I'm just kidding. So plagiarism basically is when you copy and paste someone's idea, right?
Yeah.
But do you know what research is? It's copying this person, copying this person, copying this person, putting it together. They call it research. Do you understand?
I know, yeah.
So that's smart. So instead of copy and pasting, copy different people, put it together. That's like stealing like an artist. I'm telling you. If you cannot poach,
final year student, they have dropped another one for you.
Do you understand? So steal like an artist, steal creatively. I'm not saying don't steal. There's no way we cannot steal. Let me explain this, and I'm being very honest. We're in Nigeria, we're in Africa, so people all over the world, right? They cannot afford certain things. For example, if you want to book my consultation for an hour, that is $250, right? So people cannot pay that. So what I advise them to do is, if you can come be part of my sessions, say for example you're listening to this now, you take that, you buy my course for 5k or 10k, you watch that, you've gotten something. Go to 2-3 different people, you've gotten enough to start, right? But the problem is that you want to copy and paste. Do you understand? So I'm not saying don't steal, but steal with sense.
Creative stealing.
Do you understand? Creative stealing. Do you get? So that is the difference between somebody that does, like I do a lot of research. There are some people that I look up to in the industry. I want to go for their events, I want to go for their seminars, I want to, in one way or the other, I'm also still contributing. And for things that you can afford and pay for them, especially for mentorship. There are people I look up to today that I am saving up for to be in their mentorship program, not because they are doing something that nobody has done before, but because the being in close proximity with them give me the leverage over the younger guy or the other people that don't have that access. And access is enough. People pay for access. So that's it, bro.
Mentorship.
I said, bro. Can you imagine?
I take it. Mentorship is key. Mentorship is key. Like you cannot rule out mentorship in every stage of growth. So please key into that. So you make starting a business or having a business sound like beans. It's not beans. So what are some of the challenges that you have faced, in your course of entrepreneurial journey?
I faced a lot. So, where we were coming, I was telling you that I used to walk down here. So if you go down this road, this is the Tamaga road, right? If you go down this road, there is a school called Lighthouse.
Yes.
I used to be a security guard in that school. So I wake up like 12 a.m., 2 a.m. sometimes to patrol and all that. But what has helped me from the beginning from when I started knowing things is to maintain relationship, because relationship is everything. The money you are looking for, the money that this person looking for is in the relationship. So there are friends I made while being a security guard. Some of them are in the US, some of them are in the UK. Those friends are people now. They're like, this guy was a security guard, and when they look at my growth and my success story, they'll be like, oh shit. And they're still in very close contact with me because of value creation. So the things I've learned over time is this. Number one, everything, I will always say this, is in time and seasons. One of the greatest challenges I faced when I started my business was not a problem of finance, was not a problem of human capability or resources, but a problem of mentality. See, people will say, don't think small, think big. As small as that phrase is, it is the bedrock of everything. I'm a Christian, and I like to base everything I do on my faith. So the Bible said something so important. It says, I have given you the world. I've given you dominion over the world. If you think small, it is your problem, not God's problem. I heard a phrase that really changed my perception when I was facing a lot of challenges. I was asking God, do you want to kill me? Like, I've done everything that should be done. I'm working. For those who follow me, if you have you follow my my posts, and you'll see me most times I work overnight, and then I will sleep by 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. wake up 9 a.m. and I'm working. So I kept working, and it's as though life and God was against me. Do you get? So it was at a point I said, if you want to kill me, just kill me. So what is this? I'm working harder than anybody my age mates that I know. I can say it anywhere. I am working as hard as possible. I am building. I am doing everything right. So what is not working? And then my pastor said something to me that changed everything. He said, do you know that this would cause controversy. It just permits me to say it's
okay.
Here. Okay. He said, do you know that you have more power than God on earth? I was like, what? He said, yes, you have more power than God on earth. Because God can never operate on the earth without the permission of man. I said, okay, that sounds strange. He said, open your Bible to Psalm 115 verse 16. I read it. It said, the heavens is of the Lord, the earth has it given to man. So for him to operate, he needs your permission because he has given it to you. When I realized that, if you notice, most time when I post, I say I'm a God because I'm a God. So my ability to think beyond my area, I started from Ikorodu. Now I'm in Lekki, right? Lekki is not the destination. London is not even the destination. The whole world is the destination.
Yes, amen.
So the challenges I faced, the greatest was me thinking small. I was thinking because I don't have the resources, I don't have this thing, I will not be able to go. But the moment my mind shifted, I'm like, no, I own the world. I started doing things beyond my certificate, my surrounding and background. So I think it's the problem of the mind. That was my biggest challenge. Every other thing is just normal thing that anybody can face, and they have triumphed.
Yeah. So two things I picked here. He said a lot of things. You have said so many things that I've also learned from myself, but think big and you can do it. There are big words that we hear, it's just normal, but
exactly.
It is a big deal.
Not to sound like motivation.
It's not motivation, it's just
motivation was speaking. It's just
yeah, so think big and you can do it. So Desmond,
Ma?
and I like you.
10 times.
What will you do if someone really close to you steals your business idea? But before you answer, we're going to, get other people's opinion, and then we'll be right back.
That's fine.
Mommy, what will you do if someone close to you steals your business idea?
Wow. What will I do?
Can't take my
this is the way they say
idea. When you be my friend, when you take my market.
Hey.
Well, to pay me, but it's not easy. This thing is, is a kind of inspiration. When you receive your own inspiration and you kind of share it to somebody, it's painful.
No, it depends. It depends on the relationship between me and the person. Normally, I may be angry, but at the same time, I will just let it go.
You let it go?
Seriously, I will let it go.
What do you go do?
Nothing. It's market now. Going sell it, please sell it your own, because all the two they sell now got the help us to sell it. No be our power.
Tí bàbá sọ ní pé àìdíà mi ló ń lò, o mọ̀ tó sọ pé àìdíà mi ló ń lò. Tí bàbá sọ tó bá gbà, àyípadà ní problem, àyípadà jà last.
But as human as I am, there's nothing I can do. I can't kill the person though, but it will be so painful. And I won't mind walking up to that person and say, I'm disappointed in you for me to have shared my idea and you now going behind me. So it's like tapping from my own. It's not too good. I won't feel so good.
So will I kill him? I won't. I will leave him. That's it.
Shema doing peja.
Normal thing now. Tabajana.
Okay, what will I do? I like to say something to people who just come to steal ideas. I like to say you can steal the idea, you can steal the strategies even, but you can never steal the implementation. Right? What that means basically is you can steal it, go. It is the implementation that makes the difference. Everybody has ideas. Pepper sellers, Maggi seller, everybody can have an idea, but it is the implementation that makes the difference, right? That's why when you approach investors for business, because I do closing also, I help businesses who want to grow, to help them get funds from people who need it. One of the questions that investors will ask you is, who are your team? It is not the idea in itself that they are backing or they are putting their money into. They are putting their money also behind a team, a group of people, right? So those are the people that will implement it. So you can steal the idea, you cannot steal the implementation. So what I also like to explain is this. I don't know if you are familiar with the Igbo boy system. It's a system that you say boy, In those days, you used to hear that, right? Yeah. So it is basically an apprenticeship program. It is in this day now we call it incubator, accelerator, and all that. Okay. But in those days, parents will take their child and look at somebody. Let's say, I know you're doing well in your field, and they will entrust that child into your hand, and the child will learn from you, and you give the child all the secrets about that business, how they should do it, and all that, and they will go and start up exactly that business with the same model, just like selling rice and beans. Here, you go and say that's why you see Igbo people. That's how Igbo people, to a very large extent, grew their wealth. Right, through that mentorship and apprenticeship. So I tell people, do this instead of you stealing people's idea. But so you can come and steal my idea, steal it the right way, go through mentorship and apprenticeship. You can steal it the right way, and they'll even give you, go and start up your own. There's somebody that was my head of marketing before. I gave him everything that he needs to go and start a business, and he went to start his own business. But if you do it the other way, I pray about it and God say, don't, God now answer me, oh thank you Jesus, this is how you must pay for it. So that's it, you will pay for it.
Violence.
Violence.
All right, yes. So do you think it is possible to stop idea poachers?
It's impossible.
Can you stop a thief from being a thief?
Yeah, shooting, hanging, or doing any of those.
Don't be violent. Right? Don't be
but you can never stop idea poaching. You can't, because there is always loopholes in the system, and people will exploit it. So what I tell people, protect yourself as much as possible. If you have ideas, protect it. NDA, non-disclosure agreements, emailing it to yourself. Have people that, okay, you want to do, you are signing an agreement for me to tell you an idea, because you yourself, I think one thing that one mistake that we make is, as creators or people who think of ideas, our problem is that we think small of the idea, no matter how small it is. Let's protect it. Don't think small of your idea. Don't just share it like you are sharing ice cream, or you're sharing.
Is it like sharing ice cream?
No, you protect it. So sometimes when I'm talking to people in normal conversation, they are taking notes. It shows the value that they have for that word. Normal conversation, my friends are bringing out their notes, and their notes, I'm like, so when it started, I was like, what the hell is going on? Why? But because they, through their eyes, I could then see, oh, I'm sharing things because I had grown beyond my age, right? So whenever I'm sharing my idea, and I'm telling you, this is how it is, can I have this on record? I have a friend, I think you know him, Mike. When we discuss, we don't call it conversation, it is consultation. So when I'm consulting him, he's binded by the professional to use it. If he's consulting me, he's binded by it. So sometimes stop having conversation, lousy stupid conversation, stop doing it, start having consultation. I want to consult you, and this is it. Can I pay you for it? Oh, this is, even you're not paying 500,000, 1,000 now, money has exchanged.
Patronize your friends.
Do you understand?
Patronize your
So 1,000 has exchanged hand, or 2,000, because money is involved. I have the ability to sue you that you use my idea. So it's consultation, because I want to take your opinion on that. You then use it. So that's it, basically. Protect yourself. So
you guys should have learned that it is not possible to stop a thief from being a thief. You know. So because of that, don't feel bad that you've shared your idea with someone and then someone has executed it and you want to give up. The truth is, like Desmond says, your ideas are your own. It is your vision. Implementation is going to be different. Nobody can do it the way you would do it. So don't let that bring you down at all. Thank you so much, Desmond, for this beautiful session. You guys cannot get this anywhere. You can't get this anywhere. Thank you so much. It was super insightful. Before we end the program, on Larian Consults advertise a brand bar show, and today I'll be recommending the chair store to you guys. What they do is they create packages, surprises, and they have packages for everybody, for all age groups. So if you want to surprise somebody, you want to give a gift out, please patronize the chair store. And don't forget to follow Larian Consult on all social media platforms, and please follow Desmond. His handles are going to be here. Thank you so much again, Desmond.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching Larian Consult.
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.